Today on The Sharp Reality, 2 deceitful ways women have used to perfect lying to their husbands and boyfriends. Plus, ESPN's Jemele Hill will not shut the fuck up. TSR Live starts right now.
Previously on TSR Live.
A woman with real female strength, she knows that if a man needs sex, it is her duty to give it to him regardless of how she feels. Oh my god! Listen, man. Listen, you bitches out here talking about I have a headache and this and that. Listen, this is why guys cheat on you, man. This is what happens. This is why dudes don't stay with you because, oh, I have a headache, or no. Headache, tiredness, not in the mood, or any other reason that would otherwise prevent her from giving it up. That's no excuse for a woman who is a strong, who has that real feminine strength.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live. It is Thursday, September 14th, 2017. Good to have you guys in today. Cleveland Indians have won 21 games in a row, so that breaks the record set by the Oakland A's back in 2002. That A's team was the team that the movie Moneyball was made for. Chronically, you know, Billy Beane started with all the analytics, and now all baseball teams do that. So that 02 team was sort of the genesis, and of course that team was unceremoniously trounced by the Yankees back in 2002. But the Indians have won 21 games in a row. They go for number 22 tonight. Big fight this weekend. We've got Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. I've got Triple G in a knockout in the 8th round. Both guys have big time punching power. Both have knockout power, but Triple G's bigger and stronger. Either way, it's going to be a great action fight. This isn't going to be Mayweather versus whoever, where Floyd basically picks apart the dude for 12 rounds, outpoints the guy, and wins in a unanimous decision. Somebody's hitting the canvas to end this fight, and I think it's going to be Canelo, so I'm looking forward to watching that fight this weekend. ESPN's Jemele Hill tweeted out about Trump. There were several disparaging tweets that she said about Donald Trump. Listen, she's a red-blooded American. She has the right to say what she wants. That's fine. Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. And then, of course, Donald Trump firing back. One thing I like about Donald Trump, man, is he's about that. He's about that life, man. He doesn't care if somebody fires at him, he's going to fire back. And so now Trump has called for the firing of Jemele Hill from ESPN. I don't think she should be fired. To me, that's not a fireable offense. Like Kathy Griffin, I remember she was fired by ESPN because of this photo over my shoulder that she, some photo shoot of the president that she took, some idiotic thing she did. It ended up costing her job. I don't think she should have been fired, but I didn't shed a tear. You have to understand, yeah, you have freedom of speech. That's protected by the First Amendment, but that does not protect you from the consequences of exercising said free speech. So you have to understand, for every sequence, there's a consequence. And unfortunately for Ms. Griffin, she found that out the hard way. But Jemele Hill, they definitely deserve the slings and arrows that are coming their way. Jemele Hill said live on national TV when the show first started, she said, "If you can't dish it out, you better be the type that can take it." And I forget what she was talking about, but that's an old and tired saying that immature girls used to talk shit about people. Started throwing around back in the 1990s. That was seriously, what are we, fucking 7th grade back in the 90s? Get out of here with that. You're gonna talk that kind of shit on national TV, whatever. But the point is that she fired off at Trump, and now Trump is firing off at her. Listen, you can talk shit about somebody, or you can't talk shit about somebody and expect them to just sit around and take it because it's not presidential. It's not presidential. Trump has shown everyone he is not that guy, man. He is not a turn the other cheek type of dude. He's an eye for an eye type of dude, man. He's that guy, man. He'll get down, dude. He'll get down and roll in the mud with people, whether it's presidential or not. Now, Hill's not going to be fired, nor should she be. But she honestly should keep her mouth shut, like most women in the media should. Women like this, man, they're so fucking cowardly. They think they're standing up to a bully, knowing full well that she wouldn't say this kind of shit to his face if they were in a room alone. My rule is this: if you wouldn't say it to someone face to face in a room alone, then shut the fuck up. All right? It's easy to grandstand and get on social media and talk shit about anybody, much less the president. But what she did wasn't brave. It was fucking cowardly. I've said before that women never take risks. They never knowingly put themselves in any sort of imminent danger. So people who are touting this tweet as some sort of heroic tweet, they're full of shit, okay? Jamel, you're a sports anchor who's a feminist. You're a left-leaning liberal who's in love with her co-host who wouldn't give her the time of day if she paid him to. That's just how it is, man. Chicks like this, to me, are like hot girls who think that just because a guy wants to fuck her, that he's actually interested in what she has to say. Well, he wants to fuck me, so of course he wants my opinion on the social landscape. No, nobody wants or needs a loudmouth like Jamel Hill running off at the mouth about the president. She's just jumping on a bandwagon she knows is safe. That shit gets on my nerves. Had an event out there at Fenway Park in Boston, one of the most racist cities in America. Say what you will. Listen, man. I mean, the stories are real. The reader. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. The Reader's Digest version on this is that a bunch of social justice warriors decided to take a stand in arguably one of the most racist cities in America and talk about how racism is a part of the American fabric, which isn't news to anybody. This was obviously just an attention grab, which is what social justice warriors are really after in the first place. Anyway, I'm not here to debate racism, but by the same token, guys, I will readily admit that I do get a little bit heated every time when every single gas station I walk into is owned by Indians or Asians or other immigrants. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with that. I mean, this is supposed to be the land of opportunity, but I don't feel any guilt for feeling a twinge of resentment toward these people because I'd rather patronize an American-owned business. Me personally, and I think most people feel, I think I can speak for most people out there, I like being around people who have more in common with me. I like patronizing businesses that are run by people who were born and raised in this country. Because that gives me more common ground with them. Doesn't matter what their skin tone is. That doesn't make me a racist or against foreigners, but as a man who was born and raised in the US, I'm just more comfortable being around people who talk like I do, who have some of the same sensibilities I do, who understand the subtle nuances of being an American like I do. Everybody likes to preach and talk, or social justice warriors, really. The left likes to talk and preach about diversity. And listen, guys, diversity, it's overrated and it's disingenuous. All the word diversity means in social justice warrior-ese, I guess as we can call it, is anything but straight white males or men, or really straight men who were born and raised in America with American sensibilities. That's all it means. You know, I mean, do you hear these idiots talking about diversity in the black community with their black-owned businesses? No, you don't hear them out. You don't see them out there picketing in black communities. We need more white business owners. No, okay. Do you hear them talking about diversity in offices full of white females like we see everywhere? No, they're not doing any of that shit. Again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with Americans wanting to be around other Americans they identify with. And like, I'll even tell you this, one of my best friends down in Vegas, who's a gun enthusiast, and dude, he's the biggest fucking Mexican you've ever seen in his life, man. He's probably, I would define him as morbidly obese, and he would certainly tell you so, but he's like 6'8", 6'9". He's like, literally, this guy is 400 pounds. He's a contract for hire bouncer at a few clubs in Vegas. That's actually how I met him, and we became good friends. We exchanged gun tips, go to the firing range. Anyway, so he's Mexican, but he was born and raised here in America. So I have more in common with him. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that he's Mexican. People, again, are more comfortable with people they have more in common with, but not a lot of people in the mainstream media admit it. They talk all this shit about diversity and inclusion, but then they only surround themselves with one kind of person, which is fine, okay? Roll with who you want to roll with, but don't get on your high horse and vilify people for wanting to stay close to the people and the things they're most comfortable and familiar with. It's the human condition. Deal with it. And speaking of the human condition, let's get to the main event. Pun definitely intended. Guys, we all know that women lie. And when we say this to or around women, they never deny it. They simply say, well, so do men. Men lie too. Kind of like my show last week where I got a bunch of hate mail about the difference between a mother and a mom. A bunch of bitches were hitting me talking about, well, there's a difference between a father and a dad, and they're right. The difference is that narrative is already in the mainstream. That how can I put absentee fathers? They've been getting publicity since back in '92 when then candidate Bill Clinton was making campaign promises to crack down on deadbeat dads. And the term deadbeat dad became a regular part of the vernacular when it came to family courts, parental laws, and all the rest of that. And of course, they passed all these ridiculous child support laws. Basically, if you don't pay child support, they behead you in the village square and take all your money and and all that jazz. But bad moms don't get a bad rap. Okay, in fact, movies are made about them, like the one entitled Bad Moms. And people glorified it and talked about, oh, this is such a great movie, Bad Moms. So when these bitches squawked to me about bad dads in response to the show, it just confirmed to me that I hit them right in the truth, and the only argument that they could use to counter is men do it too, and it's worse. Anytime you say something about women, and they counter with, yeah, but men do it too, or yeah, men are worse at it, well, you listen, they are as good as telling you, yes, you have told me the truth. I have no argument to counter your argument. So I'm just going to play the reverse blame game and say, yeah, you know what? That may or may not be true, but men do it too. So fuck you. But let's get back on track here. Yes, men lie, but women are much better at it. And they have evolved over the years and have perfected lying, guys. The reason for this is because men are now aware of most of the standard go-to methods that women have used to lie to them for years. But thanks to the internet, we've started to wise up, and as a result, women have had to evolve and change and perfect the skill, meaning they had to find other ways and strategies and techniques to lie. Now, you guys out there, you guys know I've had good experiences, bad experiences, and even some dangerous ones with many, many different women. But one of the advantages to my experience is that I've seen and heard many different variations of many different lies. I'd like to think that I was aware that I was being lied to most of the time, but guys, I know I've been lied to more times than I realize. All right, it's very, now listen, granted, it is very difficult for anyone to get away with lying to me or get over on me, but it does happen occasionally. I mean, my bullshit detector, it's the best out there, but that doesn't mean a lie or two doesn't slip through the crack every once in a blue moon. And but by and large, it's very difficult to deceive me. You got to get it pretty early in the morning. Obviously, guys, being lied to is never a good thing, especially when it comes to your woman. But a silver lining is that you learn how to recognize certain and different ways that women lie to you, learning how to recognize the circumstances in which they lie to you, which helps you to recognize and attempt at deception. Unfortunately, a lot of that enlightenment comes after we find out the real truth, and she's taken her pound of flesh. But it's still a lesson learned nonetheless. So what I've done, guys, is I've come up with two of the most diabolical strategies that women use the most when lying to their boyfriends and their husbands. And one of those strategies and techniques we actually help them with. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Number one, I like to call this the I confess, but at least I was honest. Now, this is a lie that I have personally experienced many, many times, but I didn't start to recognize it until a few years back. This is the way it works. Okay, your girlfriend, wife, fuck buddy, side chick, whoever comes to you and says something to the effect of, "Hey, I ran into my ex at the mall yesterday, and all we did was talk. It was a very short conversation, and we went our separate ways. But I wanted to be upfront with you and tell you that I saw him because I don't like keeping things from you. I want you to trust me." And even if you get mad about it, she can fall back on, hey, at least I was honest and told you about it. I could have not told you anything. I could have just kept it to myself. And at that point, you feel like you have no choice but to fall back. Now, men who are not aware of this strategy not only think that his woman has done him a favor by admitting that she had an interaction with her ex, he actually thinks he can trust her now. Because in his mind, not only did she tell him about running into her ex without him having to ask her or quiz her on her whereabouts, She told him about it, even though she didn't have to. That's what she's trying to present to you, or to him, or you, whichever the case may be. He's thinking that he can definitely trust her now because she was honest about something she didn't have to be honest about. She told him something she told him something that he would never have found out. And, but because of her perceived faithfulness and fidelity, he trusts her now more than ever. The cloak is over his eyes, and now she can really get away with some bullshit. Now, that particular situation actually happened to me a few years back when I was just casually dating this chick. This happened almost word for word. And guys, even as a red pill aware male at the time, I still bought her story, all right? Now, part of the reason was that even though I liked her a lot, I was seeing another chick at the time, so I wasn't really concerned, but it did make an impression on me. So I started giving her a little more of my time and attention. Well, a few weeks later, out of nowhere, she tells me that her and her ex are getting back together and they're going to give it another try, which to me means that she was already fucking him by the time she told me. Like, we already know that this is, all women do this, guys. This is their MO. The point is that this chick lulled me into a false sense of security by making me believe that I could trust her because she told me something that she didn't have to tell me, and she did it without me having to quiz her about it. I never found out what really happened at the mall, but knowing women like I do, it wasn't just a short conversation. That interaction, whether it was short or long or whatever, that was the beginning of them getting back together. She knew it as soon as she saw him. She knew they were getting back together as soon as she saw him. And, listen, for all I know, that whole story may have been a lie. For all I know, she may have been fucking him before she confessed about this interaction between the two of them and just wanted to lay the groundwork for when she told me that they were getting back together. And, listen, to her credit, it worked. Looking back, listen, guys, I didn't have a clue. I didn't have any inkling that she and her ex were going to get back together. I honestly thought that they coincidentally ran into each other, exchanged pleasantries, said their goodbyes, and went along their merry ways. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Now, on the funnier side, my girlfriend she's actually done this to me on occasion. She'll say, Donovan, I confess, I had a slice of butter bread at work, and I felt guilty, but I wanted to tell you and be upfront. I wanted to be upfront with you. But it wouldn't surprise me if I found out that she had a piece of butter bread, a chicken quesadilla, and a bagel. Chicken quesadillas are her Achilles heel. Sweets are mine, chicken quesadillas are hers. Now, she won't admit that now, but guys, Sundays are our weigh days. That's the day that her and I both step on the scale to make sure that we're at the weights that we need to be at or headed in the right direction. And if she gains weight, all right, and if she feels bad enough about it, she'll confess and tell me what she really had. She'll tell me the entire truth. And I'm going to tell you what, it better not be, I had a chicken quesadilla and 2 slices of pizza every day, all right? Now, obviously, I say that tongue-in-cheek, but, because obviously she knows I don't tolerate that kind of deviation in her diet or insubordination for that matter. But the concept is the same, guys. She proactively told me a small part of the truth to hide the rest of the real truth, if there is a rest of the real truth. Understand this, guys. Women never volunteer disparaging information about themselves unless it benefits her in some way, and it's usually because she is trying to divert you from finding out the whole truth. Point blank, end of this is why they do it. Okay? So if your girl comes to you out of the blue and admits something to you, you can bet your bottom dollar there is more to the story, and she's just trying to throw you off the scent. Women never, ever tell you the whole story, especially when they volunteer information. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. I am still in Twitter jail. I will be in Twitter. When I say Twitter jail, I'm not able to like or tweet or retweet. I can just look at Twitter. But I seem to be racking up a bunch of followers. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. I can still DM. I can still message. So I can certainly still do that. But I'm going to be in Twitter jail for, until this coming Monday. Like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. I actually have started a Facebook group, and I'm going to put that link. I'm going to put that link in the description after I get off, after I'm done with this particular episode. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me on Instagram, Donovan Sharp. My username is The Sharp Reality. Posted a couple of juices, a couple of videos and some pictures of some juices that I made. I made what I called my Crazy 8 juice, which is 8. Well, it was really the Crazy 7 because number 8 was the lemon, but my juice this morning included It included collards, kale, spinach, cucumber, celery, broccoli, and asparagus, and then lemon for flavor. Listen, man, it's not easy to get that stuff down, but you know, you get used to it. It's not an acquired taste, but you certainly get used to it. But be sure to follow me if you're looking for juice recipes. You know, if you're looking for a guy who brags about his girls cooking, definitely follow me on Instagram. Okay, let's take a look at the chat. See who's in the house today. Deep 1985, first one in the building. What's going on? Ruminant Malinoid, what's up? What's up? Black Dot Speak says, you take on Caesar, you will face consequences. You're goddamn right, man. Listen, this is what I'm talking about with Jemele Hill. Like, she thinks she's a trailblazer. Dude, bitch, fuck you. You ain't no brave fucking woman. You're sitting behind your fucking computer and you're tweeting at the fucking president. Like, get out of here with that. To me, that kind of stuff, that's just like that idiot who was talking shit to Mike Pence. Mike Pence went to see Hamilton, and you know, when they were doing the casting or the casting thing where everybody bows and takes credit or whatever, they sit there talking all that shit to Mike Pence. Like, dude, you wouldn't talk that shit to Mike Pence if you two were alone in a room. Shut the fuck up. I cannot stand fucking crowd pleasers. Hate that shit. Freelance Ronin in the motherfucking house. What's going on? Definitely in full effect. K-Shoe Burner. What's going on? Yeah, social justice warriors have no plans, only complaints. Exactly. Listen, we can and listen. I would liken that to this particular section of the internet. Early on, when the red pill started to sort of gain awareness on the internet, a lot of people rightfully said, hey, these guys are angry. All they do is talk shit about women. They don't offer solutions. Well, as the red pill community evolved, listen, we talk shit about women, but we all, listen, this is a solutions-oriented show. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit about women because women are fucked up. Don't give a fuck. But by the same token, I'm not going to sit here and bitch and whine and moan about how bad women are. I like to teach guys how to not get got. I like to teach guys how to understand that life is not all about just getting pussy. You know, you gotta stay in shape. You gotta eat right. You gotta live life. It's not all about women. Anti-gravity 74 says, finally made a live show. Good to see you in here, man. Absolutely. Browser unknown says, gynocentrism is a bitch. Yeah, it's a fucking bitch. You got that right. Freelance Ronin says, feminists, LGBT, and SJWs have a narrative of equality and all-inclusiveness for everyone in rhetoric only. In practice, it includes all except for heterosexual men. That's what they don't tell you. Exactly. Listen, if you're a straight white guy or you're a straight American male who was born and raised in this country, nah, they're not here for us. And I don't want them to be here for us, but fuck that. Fuck that. Alex Garcia's channel says, these hoes ain't loyal. Hell yeah. Chris Brown said it best back in the summer of 14. See what else we got. Yeah, Simply Deep 1985, man. Yeah, that was a great show last night. I guess he's talking about Black Gnostic Speaks. Listen, BGS, man, I gotta get on with you. I gotta get on with you sometime. I missed our connection last time. I gotta rekindle that flame there. Samuel the Realtor says the juicing done. Yeah, I swear by juicing. I mean, since I started juicing, I don't think I've had a migraine headache. I love it. Yeah, Taylor Walston. Yeah, let everybody know. Hit the like button, guys. Get these likes up. Yeah, listen, Red Beast 200, Red Beast says, all of this makes MGTOW seem like a safer option. That's just it, man. Like, fucking with women these days, it's like a gamble. Like the sexual relations between men and women, we have everything to lose. Women have everything to gain. That's why women are out here hoeing around. They don't have anything to lose. All they have to, they have a lot to lose in the long run, like the inability to pair bond, the inability to really truly be happy and all that stuff. But in the interim, women don't lose anything by fucking a bunch of dudes. You know, men, yeah. I mean, there's serious consequences: false rape accusations, false domestic violence accusations, faking pregnancies, or not telling the dude you're pregnant and torpedoing his life, etc., etc. Anti-Gravity says, if your girl tells you this half-truth, I met my ex, I wanted to be upfront, blah, 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 blah. What would you say or do? At that point, you don't really say anything. There's really nothing you can say because you can't prove one way or another that she is lying. Like, here's the thing. You can know your woman is lying just out of sheer instinct. You could bet fucking money on it. But if you don't have any hard proof or hard evidence, there's nothing you can do. All you can really do is file it in the back of your mind. Okay, she made contact with her ex, so I'm not going to say anything about it. I'll just kind of nod, pretend I'm like not paying attention. But make sure you pay attention to her actions. Where is she? What is she doing? Is she spending more time away from you? Is she starting to pay attention? Is she starting to pay more attention to her phone? Things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, you don't say anything to that. Oh, I ran into my ex, blah, 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 blah. Dude, like, if you get all up in arms, then there's going to be a big fight, and then she's going to lose attraction, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, man, just file it. All right, cool, you ran into your ex, great. Listen, you might even joke around, like, I ran into my ex, I wanted to say, oh, great, so you'll be getting back to, so you're going to his place tonight? Oh, fuck you, I don't want to do that. Hey, I'm just saying, I've seen it happen before. Just put that bug in her ear. Hey, look, like, listen, you just told me that that you met up with him, so he is now on my radar, so I'll pick fun at her. Yeah, is he going to see your ex? Oh, hey, I'm going to hang out at Sarah's tonight. Yeah, is your ex over there? Oh, fuck you, just kind of plausibly, deniably joke with her about it, just to put that bug in her ear so she knows that, just so she knows that you're aware, okay? Women, a lot of time, women they don't take risks. If she thinks for 1 second that you have any suspicion that she's fucking her ex, she's not going to make it obvious. She's not going to say, hey, I'm working late tonight. No, she's going to go deep undercover. So the best thing to say is nothing at all. And then every once in a while, just kind of pick fun at her about it. Don't get mad about it. Just pick fun at her about it. Put that bug in her ear to let you know, hey, I'm aware. Like, I know what's up. K-Shoe Burner says Jamel Hill is a joke. The show is unwatchable. Cringe fest. Yeah, I've only watched one episode, and one thing that absolutely surprised... Listen, this show is fucking terrible. Michael Smith, I like Michael Smith because he's actually good at his job. Jamel Hill is an adolescent. She's a fucking teenager in a woman's body. She's obviously not married. She probably never will have a relationship of consequence with a man she loves and respects. But I remember... specifically, there was one show that they did a couple months back. They had Stephen Curry, Serena Williams, and Nick Young. They had all of those interviews all on the same show. Now, on regular SportsCenter, you're not able to get Stephen Curry and Serena Williams on the same show. It takes a long time to book that caliber of athlete. But because Jamel Hill and Michael Smith are black, and most professional athletes are black, that gives them many more opportunities to bring on star athletes for interviews at a very short notice. So listen, I guarantee you that the talking heads at ESPN may or may not have thought about this. That wasn't the focal point of this decision. They're obviously trying to make ESPN darker and more diverse. But it appears that they have accidentally stumbled on an advantage to having the six with Michael Smith and Jamel Hill. But you're right, the show is a fucking joke. The only thing good about the show are the guests. Ruminant Melanoid asks, do you like juicing better than smoothies, or do you like them both? No, I am anti-smoothie. I am 100% juicing. Juicing is different from smoothies. Some people say, I'll tell people, yeah, I got a juicer. Oh yeah, I also got a juice bullet. No. A juicer is a juicer. It turns your vegetables into pure liquid juice. The difference between juicing and smoothies is that smoothies, you're still making shakes with the full vegetable. You still have all the fiber and all of the other ingredients in there. Yes, it's drinking smoothies is good for you, but juicing is better because you get the 100% pure, uncut, what's the word I'm looking for? Micronutrients. As soon as you drink that juice, it is in your bloodstream within 60 seconds. Like the juice that I drank this morning, that probably gave me more vegetable benefits than most people get in a 2-week period. And I do that every single day. Smoothies are not bad for you, but I would rather juice because it's juice. To me, it's much more effective. And also smoothies are made with fruits. Bananas, strawberries, oranges, peaches. And I tell this story all the time. When I first started juicing, when I was down in Vegas, some girl that I worked with said, "Oh, I'm going to start juicing too." Well, she complained. She's like, "Oh my God, I gained 10 pounds and I started juicing." And I didn't talk to her, but it was somebody that she's like, "Well, what kind of juice are we drinking?" "Well, in the morning I'll drink an orange, pineapple, strawberry juice, and in the afternoon I'll drink a peach, mango." All she was drinking was like strawberry. All she was drinking was sweet. All she was juicing was very, very sweet vegetables. Guys, even though fruits are better for you than a Snickers bar or donuts or junk food, sugar is still sugar. So you can't, the rule of thumb is to eat your fruits and juice your vegetables. So in the middle of the day, I'll have like a carrot, orange, lime juice. But other than that, I'll eat the rest of my vegetables. I love apples. I'll eat my apples. Sometimes I'll eat oranges. Listen, I'm a weirdo. I like eating lemons. Sometimes I'll eat those as well. But eat your fruits, juice your vegetables. I'm not a smoothie guy. I'm not going to discourage you or dissuade you from drinking smoothies. But if you had to pick which one to do, absolutely juice. It keeps you young. It keeps you virile. It has many, many benefits that smoothies do not. So that's the short answer is definitely juicing. Chima says, like you said, being a hoe is easy. Not being a hoe takes effort. Yeah, that's what I talked about yesterday. It's easy to be a hoe. It's not easy not to be. Okay, yeah, green smoothies. Yeah. That makes, yeah. That's me all day, every day. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Mike Lowry says, "I love it when hoes try to manipulate you, but they don't realize I'm a red pill man and I don't care anymore." Yeah, it's funny, man. Like when a girl runs up on you and she tries these remedial tricks that she's been running on dudes her entire life, and they see that you're not having it, man. It's quite the rude awakening. That's for sure. Freelance Ronan asks, "What model juicer do you recommend?" Give me 1 second. I will pull up the link right now because I had somebody ask me this on Instagram, so bear with me. Okay, so the juice that I purchased is I'm actually going to type it into the chat here so you guys can Google it. I can't, hang on a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to, actually, you know what? I'll just copy and paste it like somebody who was born in the 20th century here. There we are. There you go. It's called the Breville RMJE blah 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 juice fountain blah 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 blah. It's got 2 speeds. Guys, you get a shitload of juice out of it, man. Like listen, it's a great juicer. I like to save money, as you guys all know, so I got mine certified refurbished for $99. You can get it. Looks like you can get it brand new for. They can get it brand new for like $150. But I wanted to save $50, so I got it. I bought it certified refurbished. I haven't had any trouble out of it, and I've had it for a little while, almost 2 weeks, or actually almost 3 weeks now. But I got the 3-year protection plan for $8. So if anything goes wrong with it, they'll replace the juicer. So for $108, I get all the protection of the juicer. But yeah, I love this juicer. It's easy to clean. It's got 2 speeds. So if you're juicing hard vegetables like cucumbers and asparagus, you can turn it on the high speed. If you're juicing soft stuff like peaches or oranges without the peel, you can turn down the speed. So that I would highly, highly, highly recommend that. Oh, no problem at all, man. Oh yeah, just like Chima says, if you're gonna buy that freelance, do that through my Amazon link. That way you'll be supporting the show. Yeah, thanks for that. Thank you. Appreciate you guys looking out for me in that regard. Okay, good stuff. Good to have you guys in today. You guys are lively as always. Let's go ahead and move on to number 2. Oh, wait a minute. Well, before we move on, if you guys want to email the show, you guys can go to thesharpreality.com. Go to the contact tab. Drop me your thoughts. If you have any questions, comments, personal stories you'd like to share, good, bad, and ugly. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. I've been through it all. You guys know that. Also, if you guys have show ideas, Jamal, I forget his last name, but I went ahead and put a star on that particular email. He wanted me to do. He was interested in a show that talked about the difference between male and female confidence. So definitely thank you for that. That show is definitely coming down the pike here very, very soon. You can also tweet the show at #TSR Live with Donovan_Sharp. Obviously, I can't use that hashtag right now because I am in Twitter jail, but I'm going to do my time, and as soon as I hit the street, as it were, I'll start that bad boy back up. Just like Taylor Walston says, hit the like button, guys. I'm trying to get this bad boy up to 100 likes per video to increase the profile of the show. If you know anybody you think that could benefit from the show, shoot them a link. Tell them to subscribe. Friends, family, neighbors, relatives, dudes in bad relationships, etc., etc. Okay, so on to number... Oh, good lord, man. I keep trying to rush to number 2. If you guys want to check out the archive, if you guys want to listen to past episodes of TSR Live as well as The Sharp Reality, go to thesharpreality.com. There you will find every single episode from episode 1. You can also find them on SoundCloud, iTunes, the Google Play app on your mobile device, and of course, right here on YouTube. Ah, there he is. There we go. Okay. Getting ahead of myself. Okay, so number 2. The second way that women have perfected lying. And this is something that we actually assist them in doing. And it doesn't have to be this way, but I'll get to the prestige here, but stay with me. A buddy of mine in Reno was dating this girl. She was 22. He's 27. Both good looking people. He's an above average shape, great looking guy, and she was really hot. She was an 8.5, 9 with big tits. And listen, her youth did not allow her tits to sag, so she had these big perky tits, beautiful face, great body, dark brown hair. I mean, this girl was hot. So anyway, a few months back, he calls me up and says, just out of the blue, he just told me, look, man, I'm ready to be done with her. Well, obviously he suspected that she was cheating, but he couldn't prove it. But he said that he was going with he said that he's going to go with his instincts and wanted to end it before the shit really hit the fan. So we meet up at a casino bar, and, we had a few drinks, and, he's telling me about the times he'd quizzed her about her whereabouts and who she's with, what she was doing, etc. Well, like all women do, they lie and say I was with a friend, or I was here or there, or I didn't have my phone, or my phone died, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, to be honest with you, I was starting to get a little bit bored because, guys, I hear this shit all the time, all right? Like at this point, nothing a woman does surprises me anymore. So when I'm sitting with a friend and he's telling me the same story that other friends have told me, year after year, you kind of get numb to it. You get bored. You start paying more attention, to the game, or order another drink at the bar. So he continues on and he says something to the effect of, yeah, I'd put 2 and 2 together. Then I confront her and then I'd, tell her what I thought she was up to, and she'd always deny it. Again, nothing new there. Girls never admit when they're cheating. But then he said this to me. Okay, he said, and every time I brought this stuff to her attention, she'd say, hook me up to a lie detector test, and I'd pass it. And say, I'm telling you, that's not what happened. Now, I got my ears perked up. So then he responded to her when she would drop this line on him. He would say, well, what did happen? And he told me that she would respond with what we now know to be fake anger and outrage and hurt and pain. She would say, not that. Okay, so what did happen? She would say, well, not that. And because he didn't want to upset her further, he would drop it. So when I asked him, well, what do you think happened next? Then he tells me what he thought happened, and he does it with great detail. I'm talking timeline and everything. And I said to him, dude, this is awfully detailed, man. Are you sure about this? So he takes out his phone and he shows me screen grabs of their text conversations and her postings on Facebook. So essentially he was cross-referencing their interactions, like what their text interactions were with her Facebook postings, to come up with sort of a rough timeline in terms of what she was doing and all the rest of that. Now, as a side note, guys, we know that Facebook can't be trusted, and I talked about that in episode 83. Guys, you guys definitely need to check out that episode. Listen, if you want to know how far women go to cover up their cheating, check out episode 83. It will blow your fucking mind, and I'm not even close to it. Listen, what I learned blew my mind, and I'm 5 years into the red pill life. So definitely check that episode out. So anyway, he gives me this detailed series of events. And I say to him, dude, there's no way that she could deny this. This is like a DA's case against an accused murderer. And he says, yeah, I know, but she always denies that it's true. And then it hits me. When he confronted her with this, there was so much detail that all she had to do was find one part of his accusation that wasn't 100% accurate. And that's what gave her the confidence to deny the whole story and take it one step further and said, strap me to a lie detector. Now, of course, listen, girls say this all the time. Strap me to a lie detector. I'll show you my phone, or I'll give you access to my email when they know. Or one girl used to say to me, I wish that you could get into my brain. And, oh, bitch, like, you know that can't happen. Like, get out of here with that. Girls always like to say what they wish they could do to prove their innocence, knowing damn well they're lying. So, for example, let's say you suspect your girl of cheating and you catch her in a lie. Let's say she says she's going to one place, but you find out she was somewhere else. Let's say she told you she was going to her friend's house. So you see on Facebook that she's at her friend's house, but a little later you see her drinking a latte or something on Instagram. So when you see her again, you tell her, well, you lied to me. You said you were going to your friend's house, but instead you went to Starbucks so you could meet up with Kevin. She'll tell you, nope, that's not what happened. And she'll say it with confidence, knowing full well that she definitely cheated on you. Kevin's dick was in her ass 30 minutes before that confrontation, but she says, nope, that didn't happen. What really happened, okay, is that she stopped by her friend's house for maybe 5 minutes or so. Then she went to Pete's Coffee and met up with Kevin, who took her home and fucked her. That's what really happened in this hypothetical situation. Now, some of you might be thinking, Donovan, he nailed her, dude. Like, he caught her in a lie. And you would be right. But here's where girls get out of this shit. When my buddy, when he confronted her with the facts, okay, he said she went to Starbucks and not Pete's. And that's the opening she needs. You guys can think that it's petty, but this is what women do. If one part of your hypothesis is 1% factually inaccurate, automatically it gives her an excuse to say, oh, it's not true. Okay? Now, obviously, where she drank coffee, that's a detail that doesn't matter. Because the greater point is that she cheated on him. But girls will use the fact that you got the coffee shop wrong as an excuse to deny the entire story and be completely confident about it, which makes you question whether or not your intel was wrong or whether your instincts are fucked up. It starts to fuck with your mind. Another way they do this in this variation is by omission or addition. So using that same example, you'll say, you lied to me. You said you were going to your friend's house, but you went and fucked Kevin instead. She'll deny the story because you left out her stop at the coffee shop. Okay? So when she tells you that's not what happened, technically she's telling you the truth. You could also say, you lied to me. You said you were going to your friend's house, but you probably stopped there to get condoms, then went to Starbucks so you can meet up with Kevin. Again, she'll deny it because Kevin had the condoms and not her friend. Again, that's a detail that does not matter. But women use these details to manipulate what they want you to believe is the truth. The point here, guys, is that your woman will always deny wrongdoing if you confront your woman with what you think happened. Because she'll find something, a word, a phrase, your tone of voice, anything she hears that could technically make the story factually inaccurate, at which point she can say, nope, that's not what happened. Then she can go home and take a shower. And watch the cum out of her hair. Okay, clean out her asshole. All right. Even if you said this, even if you got it completely right, even if you said you lied to me, you were going to your friend's house, but you didn't stay long, so you went to Pete's Coffee so that you could meet up with Kevin. She'll still deny it. Why? Because Kevin wasn't at Pete's. He was in the parking lot waiting on her to text him to let him know she was on her way out. You see how that works? Doesn't matter what it is. When you suspect your girl is up to something, guys, I'm here to tell you there's no point in confronting her with what you think happened, because she will always find a way to make your version of the events technically unfactual. I don't know if that's a word. All right. Now, notice I didn't say untrue. I said technically, factually inaccurate. And that's the margin in which girls will cheat in. This is how they do it. This is how they get away with it. The only way to confront your girl on something like this is to say, you were going to your friend's house, okay? Now, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened, and I don't know what didn't. But that's not all that happened, and I know you are keeping something from me, and leave it at that. That's your only play. Look, you're never going to know the truth. You're never going to find out what really happened. And when you do throw around accusations and theories, you're opening yourself up to further deception. Do what my buddy did, guys, and just hit the eject button. Just because you didn't get 100% of the story right doesn't mean she ain't fucking around. And men here know that if there's any chance she's cheating, she probably is. Plenty of ways to contribute to the show. As you guys well know, you guys can contribute via Super Chat right here in YouTube. Definitely get regular contributions. O'Shea Duke Jackson contributed $20 last night. Lewis Key donated $5. I've had multiple contributions from Freelance Ronin. Contrarian Expatriate pledged on Patreon, which is another way you can contribute to the show. Just go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. You can also bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage. Like Chima Okeki said earlier, bookmark that Amazon link and do all your Amazon shopping through that link. It doesn't charge you anymore. You just do your Amazon shopping the way you normally do it, and TSR Live gets a cut of that contribution. So definitely that's a very, very good way to do that. And of course, the easiest way, other than Super Chat, to contribute to the show is to donate via PayPal. Go to thesharpreality.com and scroll to the bottom of the page, and you will see the PayPal button there on the bottom. So let's hit the chat and see what we got going on here. Okay, there we go. Forgive me, I need to catch up here, guys. Yeah, Ruminant Malinoid says, likes up. Likes up. Yeah, get those likes up, guys. Definitely get those likes up. King B says, damn, bro, you're skipping over comments. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes, listen, I mean, it's at my discretion. That's just how it is. So, if there's something that you want to ask me or get off your chest, I mean, type it in again. Type it in again. Yeah, exactly. Casey Burner said it exactly correct. It's not personal, I've got things going on here behind the scenes. I'm trying to keep it moving, but yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, if it's something you want to ask or something you want to point out, definitely put it in there. Freelance Ronin with another $5 contribution to TSR Live. We certainly thank you for that. And he has also saved the Amazon link, so I definitely appreciate that. Silent Lord said, that's fucking stupid. What sense of logic is that, LOL? Yeah, Silent Lord, elaborate on that. I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else or whatever the case may be. Anti-Gravity says, this reminds me of the show on TLC called 90 Day Fiancé. It's devastating watching. Oh, yeah, it's devastating watching even being a little red pill aware. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, it is, oh my God. Like, you see relationships, like, oh my goodness. There is one relationship, guys, and you guys can mark my fucking words on this. It may never come out, but I am as sure as I am sitting here right now. Joey Logano drives the number 22 for Roger Penske in the Monster Energy Cup Series. That's the new chief sponsor for the Sprint Cups for the NASCAR's Cup Series. And I remember years ago, I saw a piece that they did he's from Connecticut, and they talked about his story. And the woman that he married was his high school sweetheart. She will abso-fucking-lutely cheat on him if she's not already. She kept, like, he was like, oh, I love her so much. She's like, oh, I love you too, buddy. And she hits him on the side of the shoulder. And I'm like, oh my God, this bitch is going to be fucking around. So even to this day, they'll be going to the pits, doing their interviews with drivers. Hey, what do you think of the track? And yeah, we got to use these kind of tires, or we're going to have to do a track bar, on the second side. Well, you just grease monkey talk. And you will see Logano in the background. His full body motion is like Logano is looking at his wife, and she is not facing him. He is looking at her shoulder. So he is looking directly at her, and she is turned to the side talking to him. He does not have her respect. This kid is a fucking millionaire. He drives race cars upwards of 200 miles an hour, but he has zero game. So his wife doesn't respect him. Mr. Old School Writer with a $5 contribution to TSR Live. Appreciate that very much. Taylor Walston says, Pac or Biggie? Listen, man, I was raised mainly on the East Coast. I like Biggie. Biggie was my guy. I was in college during the time that Biggie and Tupac were going at it. So I'm definitely Biggie. Silent Lord says, oh, okay, so Silent Lord is going to, so he's talking about what I said about number 2. So So Silent Lord says, that's fucking stupid. What sense of logic is that? LOL. He said what I said about number 2. Listen, man, this happens all the time. It's called, like I said, man, if girls will use this against you, if you start talking to a girl, if you start telling her, okay, here's what happened. You did A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. And if you don't get every part of your quote accusation right with her, if that's not exactly what happened, she will use whatever detail is inaccurate to tell you that what you said wasn't true. She'll never say I didn't cheat. She'll say, nope, that's not true. That's not what happened. They get an attitude and they continue doing what they're doing. So, I mean, listen, you can disagree all you want to, but if you get up with a woman and you accuse her of cheating and you start running off at the mouth in terms of what you think happened, trust and believe she will pull this on you. Dude, women have been pulling this on dudes for a decade. So there's your answer. Taylor Walston asks, do I like Joey Logano? No, he's a hell of a race car driver. He's a fucking beta male. I do not like him. I like Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, he's an aggressive driver. Definitely an aggressive driver. He doesn't take shit from anybody. Matter of fact, Kyle Busch was actually walking over to kick Joey Logano's ass. And everyone knows that Joey Logano can't fight. You can look at him and tell that he can't throw hands. And basically, Logano's whole pit crew jumped on Kyle Busch before he can get over to Logano. Busch would have snapped that little twig neck of his in a skinny man. I guarantee you his wife was looking on, thinking, man, I wish Joey was more like Kyle. Kyle's probably fucking Joey Logano's wife. Yeah, dude, I loved Tony Stewart. I remember the rivalry that he had with Jeff Gordon, man. Like, they used to get into car crashing battles. They hated each other. But, they get older, they mature and all that. So Taylor Ralston says, yeah, I've seen Joey's girl. She's bad. Yeah, dude, she's a fucking banshee. She's short and squatty. I think she's probably a little bit fat, too. Yeah, Chima says that Jay Cutler's wife doesn't respect him either. I don't really know about Jay Cutler's relationship with Kristen Cavallari. And Kristen Cavallari, she is no great shakes, dude. Jay Cutler could do so much better than her. But I'll tell you this, whether she respects him or not, Jay Cutler is still getting ass on the side anyway. He's a fucking multi-millionaire NFL football player. So Mr. Old School Writer says, don't get O'Shea started on Tupac. I've never talked to him about Tupac. Oh yeah, O'Shea's a West Coast kid. That's right. I'm gonna get him. I think I'm gonna get on the horn with him. And be like, yo, Tupac. Be like, yo, Tupac. I'm gonna say something like, yo, Tupac was hot garbage, and then just hold the phone away from my ear and just and listen to him. That'll be very interesting. Yeah, Casey Burner says, what's the story on Jay Cutler's wife? I don't know. I know her name is Kristen Cavallari. Maybe she was like some sort of bikini model, but, she doesn't look that good anymore. Yes! Oh, it was? Oh, that's right. That's right. That was... I don't remember what race that was. I don't know if it was down there in Vegas, but yeah. Yeah, dude. Logano was absolutely going to get his ass kicked by Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch is about that life, dude. Like, that was a... Dude, Logano wanted no part. He wanted no parts of Kyle Busch, dude. Fuck no. Hell no. Yeah. Huh. All right, I might have to check that out. Mr. Old School Writer says that O'Shea had a classic video on that last year. I'll be surprised. I might have to check that out. Good stuff. I've got a couple of topics that I'm tossing around for tomorrow's show. Because I'm in Twitter jail, I'm not really in position to put up a poll. It's two topics. I mean, I'm going to do both topics at some point, but they're good. They're very, very good Friday topics. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show because regardless of whatever I go with, it's definitely going to be a great show. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Guys, like the video. Follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp, even though I'm in Twitter jail. My thanks goes out to Mr. Old School Writer and Freelance Ronin for their $5 contributions apiece. Like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp, and don't forget to bookmark the Amazon link on my homepage. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow.